and click, and here we are. We're ready to go. Just making sure that everything is, as always, good to go. Hopefully, I'm gonna have to mess out with the Discord in a second, probably, to make sure that all the cameras line up, as I always have to do, because it's a bit awkward to get everything set up exactly, perfectly beforehand. But before we do all of that, I am going to go ahead and say this, if my SLOBS wants to actually work. Come on, please, SLOBS, or are you just going to be a massive pain in the ass? You're just going to be a massive pain in the ass. Appreciate it. So we have, as of 40 minutes ago, apparently, unless SLOBS is only just updating because I've turned it on 40 minutes ago. We have Josh Pemberton, Bensky Kalampang. Again, I apologize if I butcher any of these pronunciations. Joshua James Pinyard. Sorry. Brandon Ward, Antonio de Assis Mesquita, Rachel Westlake, Tom Diver, John Horsfall, and Emily Snaith. Again, apologize if I fucked up any pronunciations there. I'm an uncultured swine, what do you expect? But thank you all so very much for following on the Facebook page. Greatly appreciate that. But anyway, we will go ahead and get everyone in the party together. Yes, we're off slightly, so we'll drag down like that. There we go. That should be us good to go. We're off slightly to the side as well, I think. Oh, yeah, things are a little messed up. No, don't do that. Ah, damn it, I did it. There it goes. There we go. A little bit better. They're talking shit about me, I already know it. Hold on, let's undeafen and listen to their shit.
Hello.
Yeah, are you talking shit about me?
Did you get it? Did you get it?
Did I get what?
We couldn't hear you, so I thought you were knee deep in the explanation of the recap, and then you had the face of. You can't hear me.
No, I was thanking everyone, like all of the people who followed in the last 42 minutes, because I think SLOBS is very slow to update. And then I had to mess around with Discord because it wasn't aligned properly, and it's kind of aligned now. I still need to fuck around with it at some point later on because it kind of looks off. And then I saw the big cheesy grin on your puss, Kayla, and realized that they were probably talking shit about me, and I was right. So, hey ho.
We were just saying how well behaved we're going to be this session.
Yeah, right. You guys behaved. Bullshit.
Not very well.
So, how far derailed are we going to be this session?
I'm going to look for a map of all the continents in the world and just pick one at random.
Okay.
We need to
hey, I mean, it can work. It means I get to use this probably. Because Exandria is apparently a part of the world completely, since we put you to Tal'Dorei, and Wildmount is there as well, so we can go there maybe. Hopefully not.
Gang visit Scarborough.
Sure. Anyway, everyone good to go?
To Scarborough?
Yep.
Not to Scarborough. No, fuck off. You're ready to go to start the actual D&D session.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yes, sir.
How about that?
Oh, right, yeah, that thing that we're all here to play. Yeah.
Yep.
Nah, not ready. Fuck that noise. So, I'll just sit here and roll dice for a couple of seconds. Hey, that's a natural 20 off the bat. Sweet. Tonight's gonna be good for me. Probably really bad for you guys.
So, Dark Souls soundtrack it is then, okay.
Sure, everyone's going to die. I need to get that GIF, like where everything, like a transition, it fades to black and it just pops up on the screen. You died when the TPK inevitably
You mean the total party kill the enemies?
Nope. Yes, the TPKAE. All enemies.
Total
yeah.
Party, cool.
Anyway, moving swiftly
Hello,
on.
everyone.
Moving swiftly onwards. Last session, if you will recall rightly, there was a fair bit of shenaniganery that happened. Starting off with Coralina's attempt at learning to ride a horse, which the mayor was not exactly impressed with the heavy load that was placed on her back, resulting in a colossal failure of attempting to learn to ride a horse. Temple charging and leaping on top of a random horse's back, which turned out to be Nethtari, which was kind of painful, but it happened nonetheless. A 450-pound warforged jumping onto the back of a riding horse, which could only carry like 180 pounds. Coralina, you did have your the potion that you'd consumed to determine whether you were pregnant or not take effect. You did have a vision at the end of the night during your long rest, which did give you a bit of insight into your potential future. Victorious, you successfully managed to finish reading your manual of quickness of action, increasing your dex score by 2 and your dex maximum by 2 as well, so you can naturally attain a dex score of 22 now, which is quite impressive. While going to Clara, receiving your unfortunately nerfed, but I think more balanced and charged displacement cloak, which is actually on your character sheet now. I'm not sure if you noticed that, but it was made and added. Unfortunately, D&D Beyond actually doesn't allow you to make magic items that has a recharge on a certain roll, but I have added that to the note, so you know how it works, and I know how it works, so we will keep a track of it. But essentially, for anyone watching who is not aware, I've nerfed the displacement cloak. I can't talk. To instead of it being active at the start of every round, if Victorious does take a hit at the disadvantage, it is disabled. At the start of his next turn, he needs to roll a d6, and on a roll of 5 or 6, it recharges. It then displaces once again and imposes disadvantage. If it is a roll of 1 through 4, it does not recharge, and he is at normal attacks for that round of combat. At the start of every turn, every turn, he can re-roll that d6, and on a 5 or a 6, it recharges. So it's not like a one-off thing. It's just to balance out, because personally I feel like getting a innate imposing disadvantage on any attack made against you for an entire round of combat and then getting it back for free is a little strong, in my opinion. Before we continue with the recap, Amanda Thomason Ayars, I'm really sorry if I butchered that pronunciation, but Amanda, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate that. But continuing on, Victorious, at the end of the evening, you did have your quality bonding moment with Ados as you had your how to chain your dragon moment, took off to the sky and managed to, ride your marked dragon bond mate throughout the sky for the evening before you all retired. Is there anything I missed? You guys know me. I have the memory of a goldfish. I can't remember what I did 10 minutes ago, let alone last week. Is there anything I missed?
I got some bitchin' rune chalk.
You did get some bitchin' rune chalk from the from Ramonth in order to allow you to use your plane shift to get to where it was you guys are planning to go next. Nethtari, was there anything I missed with you? I can't quite remember.
Have we just taken a long rest?
We have just completed a long rest because you guys, you and Coralina rolled a performance check, I'm pretty sure, in the Magnificent Mansion. Yeah, so there was that. So you can change your spells if you would like to do so just now. But if there isn't anything I have missed in the wake of the early morning for two of you, the other two of you, you're inside the Magnificent Mansion, so there's no actual change in sunlight or anything like that, but your natural body clock will wake you up at the at time. Victorious, once again, because you only need 4 hours of meditation and not a full 8 hours sleep, you will wake up before everyone else. Is there anything you would like to do in advance? Sorry, Corleen, on you go. Very quickly.
I was gonna say we did mostly RP like most of the morning shenaniganery. I think we're all
Did we?
gathered in the Great Hall.
I think
believe
yeah,
so,
we
and-
got to the point where we were literally ready to walk.
He's literally ready to read. Blah, blah, blah. I really can't speak tonight. If I can't quite remember that myself. Again, I've got a really shit memory. But if that is what you guys,
I only remember because of a joke about not eating dragon testicles.
okay.
Yeah, she said
Yes,
that.
no, that is very true. Yes, I remember that now, and it was just a matter. The look on your face, David, of wait, what? Where did that come from? Because it was your a callback to your own thing. Yeah, so yeah, you guys have had your breakfast. You have reconvened in the Great Hall, and you are ready to proceed with your mission, your quest onwards to try and prevent the end of your homeland. Where are you guys wanting to take this? You have your the chalk to use your teleportation circle with plane shift or teleportation circle. The world is open to you. Where do you guys want to go?
So we're heading back to WhiteStone, right?
Yep, that's the plan.
Yep.
Okay.
Disguised, obviously. Just until we can make sure that we're not just we might be on every single street corner on a wanted poster as fugitives or murderers or something.
Mm-hmm. I just look over at Temple before looking back at the other two. Do you want me to get Temple, or do you want to do it, or?
Well, I don't know. What do you fancy? Do you want to be invisible, or do you want to turn into a I don't know, guinea pig?
I think I'd like to be a turtle, please.
Okay, turtle it is then.
For how long can I be a turtle?
10 minutes. So I'll do the teleportation circle first, and then we'll pop over there. I'll immediately turn you into a turtle, and we'll all be walking around with our favorite pet turtle.
So, pop, temple turtle, everyone disguises, we get right out of WhiteStone.
I think so. Is that the plan?
Or I could just cast Pass Without Trace, something like that, and we could just sneak around. It'll be. What time did we decide it?
I'm not so good at sneaking, but
Well, if you're a tortoise, then
We'll carry you. I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose something comes to mind, though. We are going to inevitably have to interact with denizens of WhiteStone. I mean, surely we plan on getting a horse and carriage, right? Or are we going to walk?
That's the point. We didn't think this through.
I'd be happy to walk the entire duration, 24 hours a day, but I believe you need sleep, and that would take far too long, given our mission.
I can conjure horses.
yeah, I could conjure horses. I'm not sure.
well,
I can't remember how long it took us to get from.
given the
It was
speech
at least several
limitations,
days.
given the speech limitations of a turtle, I could do something else creative if you let me, Temple.
My consent is implicit. Go ahead.
Polymorph. It says on the spell I can turn it into within the range into a new form. How about a human?
I hate this idea. Humans are squiffy and fleshy and weak.
I mean, look, it's unassuming.
Do I get to do an accent?
Oh
would like
God, no! Oh God, no!
I
You're
would like to
not
be
bringing
more
Ralkoff
human.
into this fucking campaign. I am warning you now.
I have a wonderful, wonderful interpretation for it. If only I had the right vocal cords, I could speak with a very particular accent. I would love for you to transform me into a human male with dark brown hair, very unassuming looks.
Oh,
I could even be
polymorph
wearing
lasts.
heavy armor. I'd still be the temple you know and love.
Polymorph actually lasts for an hour. That was my bad. So yeah, I mean that should buy us enough time to get out of WhiteStone, and if you're not metal, you technically can't clink, right?
So pass without trace would just
I have
enable
no
us to.
idea.
It would be more efficient.
Yep, we'll be able to slink into the shadows and.
Or I could be a goblin. I've always wanted to be small. Think of all the places I could fit.
Yeah, I think it's best as a human.
Yeah.
Halfling? I'm willing to compromise here. I would happily be any race. Let's roll a dice. Does anyone have a dice? Why do we never carry dice around with us?
Actually, make it something small, because then I'm getting a piggyback, and you'll get to know what it feels like when I'm a little tiny horse and a 450-pound warforged jumps on the back and says,
not to be slight, but I think were I a horse, I would be able to hold the weight of but a single warforged.
We're thinking way too hard about this.
We could turn him into a very, very small horse, and we could.
I'm gonna start.
Dwarf it is.
I'm gonna start chalking. I'm gonna start chalking up the runes for the circle while all this is happening.
Yep.
At least someone's paying attention. Thank you.
I could be a dwarf. Someone pass me a beer. Is this sufficient? Surprise me.
I'm liking the tortoise idea a lot more now.
Actually, I got a better idea. All right, so teleportation circle is ready. I'm gonna snap my fingers on Temple, polymorph him, turns into something very small, very furry. I'll pick him up. He fits in the palm of my hand. Vic, do you want him to live with you for right now? He's a hamster.
Cheap.
No, hamsters are far too squishy.
Cheap.
I mean,
it only takes 1 HP damage, and suddenly a warforged. Be careful.
In theory, he could probably travel on an arrow.
Oh God.
Where?
Oh God, I hate you so much right now.
Would he be traveling?
So if we get
towards an enemy,
when he hits someone and warforged, boom. Oh.
I hate you so much.
I'm just gonna check if I've got any string in my pocket.
I'm hoping we're going to avoid combat.
Yeah, that's fine. He can live with me.
I mean, if it comes to requiring a hamster / warforged exploding arrowhead, then we'll consider that nearer the time.
Yep. Okay, so are we ready to go? I've got the circle about done. All there's left is to connect it and basically let it go.
Okay, then I shall cast Pass Without Trace on the rest of us.
Okay. Actually, I want to check something. Let me check Pass Without Trace here. Second level concentration.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that looks terrifying.
It's a metal hamster. I mean, it's a temple hamster.
That looks like something from Five Nights at Freddy's. That looks absolutely terrifying. Please get rid of it. Please get rid of it. Those bright white eyes look really creepy.
Okay.
Okay, that's interesting to know on Pass Without Trace. That's very interesting. At least that's how we run it.
So it's going to be night when we arrive there, isn't it?
You remember that Tal'Dorei is several hours behind you, and it is early, quite early in the morning at the moment. So at the very least, you'll probably get over there about maybe 3 or 4 a.m. So it's not going to be night, but it's probably going to be very quiet.
Yep.
Well.
So are we ready?
do it.
Okay. I'll I guess fire off the circle once everyone's inside.
All right, as you finish up the chalking the final rune in place, a golden kind of like an orange golden flash of light appears before an oval shaped portal opens up before you. You all step through.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Who
As you
got a hold of me?
guys all step through. Carolina has a hold of you, by the way. Temple. As you guys step through, there is the somewhat now familiar sensation of like being pressed through a thick rubber tube. Like all of your bodies seem to be getting just pressed in on like in onto your core. All of the air escapes your lungs. You feel like, except for Carolina, you feel like you are about to suffocate after a few moments before the pressure is relieved. There's a very biting chill to the air around you as the sky goes from a kind of a light blue color to a deep dark blue. There's twinkling lights above you, the odd cloud overhead, as you guys find yourselves in the Dawnfather Square back in WhiteStone. Victorious, Corleona, and Nethtari, go ahead and roll me perception checks. I'm not
Do
having
you
you
not
do it.
have the perception score for a hamster?
I
Right.
do not, and you are far too small and currently clasped in Corleona's hands to be able to see anything. So it's
Oh, I'm also disguising self.
disguise self. What are you disguising as?
Just run of the mill human.
Run of the mill human. Cool. So an 18 from Victorious, 16, and a natural 20, the first one of the night from Carolina. As you guys drop down, and Nethtari and Victorious, are you guys disguising as well, or are you guys just staying as you are?
I'm gonna put the hood of my cloak up,
Okay.
fully around me.
Similarly, using
cloak.
my cloak for cover, just
Okay.
staying as dark and
Cool. Yeah.
invisible as possible.
I'd like the two of you to go ahead and roll me deception checks with advantage, please. Because as you guys are glancing around, I will say you guys have like advantage, Nethtari, so that would be a 16 total. So don't worry about it. You did disadvantage. So 16 and 18. Yeah, as you guys were stepping through, you flip up the hoods on your cloaks and step through. You glance over your shoulders, and there is the night watch of the guard patrolling around the area. Some of them do glance in your general direction, looking like people with the teleportation circle to a WhiteStone. That's uncommon, but it has happened before. Kind of give you a curt nod, and like one of them stops and just kind of stares for a few moments, kind of eyes squint shut, looking you over properly before tip of the hat basically, and leaves you to go about your business as they then continue on their patrol around the Dawnfather Square. You guys are free to do whatever you want within the walls of WhiteStone.
Okay, this is terrifying. Can we get out of here now?
Yeah, let's start moving down towards the edge of the
Okay.
city.
Okay.
Can I have a look out to see if are there any notice boards around? Since we're in the square, I would have thought this would be an ideal place to put.
On a 16,
since-
yes, as you glance around, close to the more northern side, quite close to you, there is what looks to be like a communal bulletin board. Looking over it, there is like pictures for like local help, like regional help, like down in West Run, close by Stilbin, like news articles and job offers over in Amman. There is looks to be a wanted picture, like wanted poster, sorry, that's up, that describes 4 individuals, one being a Genasi of unknown origin, one being a male individual clad in heavy plate armor, an elven individual, and a half-elven individual who have been on the run from the law. But there's no pictures, very base descriptions, so use that information as you will.
Is there any food?
Nearby? No. You're in the middle of the
These
Dawn Father
fingers taste
Square.
of food. If they smell of food, I'm gonna lick the fingers.
No, quit it. Quit it.
It's
kinda
this
ticklish.
hamster has never eaten in its life.
Well, the hamster has eaten as a tortoise before, I'm pretty sure. Munching on
I am
lettuce.
looking for food, actively looking for food. That is what temple
What's wrong
hamsters
with
do.
you? Put it down.
Little tiny.
Tiny little, like, cheep, 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 and trying to munch on whatever.
DM, is there food?
There is not food. There is
Not gonna
fingers.
let a poor little hamster roll.
There, well, no, because
hamster's
you're
gonna starve
you're
within
clasped in Coralina's hand as you've just been transpositioned yourself from a cry to Tal'Dorei in an instant. There is no food to be seen as you're clasped in her hands. The only thing you see is her fingers. Use that information as you will.
What's wrong?
Oh, shut up.
He's hungry. I'm gonna have a look in my pocket and just see if I've got any scraps of food or anything.
Oh no, nothing from that.
Snap.
It's-
What do you conjure?
It's nuts because he's fucking nuts.
Nuts. So, like a peanut or?
Sure, why not?
All right, cool. Snap. Peanut. And drop it in your hand. Temple, hamster temple. There is now the largest peanut in front of you that you have ever seen. Because, you know, you're a hamster and you're quite small. And there is food now before you. Quite salty. But it looks absolutely delicious.
Oh, is it like a salted peanut? Like, what kind of peanut is this?
K peanut.
It is like a
salted
KP.
peanut.
It's like a KP salted peanut. Sorry?
Is it in its little peanut case? for
No,
peanuts?
it's not in his case. It's been stripped from its shell.
Ready
and
to eat?
Is ready to eat. It's been
Cool, honestly,
salted, so yes, it's ready to eat.
I'm gonna pick this
Pretty
bad
sure
boy
smells
up
really bad for
with
hamsters.
both hands.
And are you going to stuff it in your cheek?
Yeah, for
later?
later.
Sake. Yeah, as the hamster, as Coralina, you just watch the hamster just.
Oh, Temple's got a
One
little
side,
barrel, okay.
one cheek just massively inflated over the other.
Are you gonna be quiet now? I take that as a yes.
Temple is actively looking for food. Anyway, go on.
Sake. See what I have to put up with?
Hey, you didn't provide a hamster character sheet, so I've just got to improv this.
Because I never expected you to just be polymorphed into a fucking hamster.
Bad preparation.
Wait, what's preparation?
The cream.
Clearly,
Let's-
Coralina doesn't know, but she'd have provided more peanuts.
Really?
In hamster. I say that in hamster.
Which you
Squeak,
all
squeaky.
understand
Squeak,
as little
squeaking.
cheeps and squeaks. So,
How come
Wait.
he gets? I want a peanut. A bag of peanuts and a beer. Should we go to the pub? I mean, before we get up. Oh, let's just. No, okay.
I'm going to rummage around in my quiver and see if I can get the that cup of beer that I put in there a while back.
yeah,
I was going to give to Carolina, but I never got around to.
yeah, and you are able to pull it out.
Start walking and chug on that.
I mean, it is kind of lukewarm now.
Ooh.
It's been a while, so it has just been sat there in stagnant extra-dimensional space with no air. Excuse me. This is kind of lukewarm now, so.
Oh, at least he hasn't skunk.
It does kind of like the moment you pull it out and you do it, like it is in the chilled air of WhiteStone. It does kind of cool down a little bit, like a couple of degrees, but it's not. It's not like a fresh chilled ale or anything like that. You've had better.
It's distracting me from what's going on behind me. So.
As you just walk away, just children.
He had a beer in his pocket. Why don't I have a beer in my pocket? If anyone's going to have a beer in the pocket, you'd expect it to be me.
Look, I can summon as much beer as you want later. We have to get out of here.
Okay. Oh, yeah, keep it down. Shh.
Yeah, surprisingly, all of this talk of beer and food and, the shushing and we need to get out of here still hasn't brought any attention upon yourselves. The guards are patrolling around on the eastern road out of the Dawnfather Square and moving in a clockwise direction. So they have moved away from you.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm just following behind Vic.
All right. And Nethtari, are you following in behind as well?
Yep.
All right, cool. So, Vic, since you're leading charge, where are you guys going?
South end of the city, I guess. We want to head south from here, don't we?
Yep, so, like, just down to the southern wall down here, or... Like, you want to head south and out of the city?
Well, we need to find some mode of transport, I guess, to take us where we need to go. So...
You do recall that there was a stable roughly down here on the down here in the southwestern region of WhiteStone that you were able to you would be able to hire horses to carry you.
I'm just curious, whereabouts was the Tanner's house that we broke into that time?
The Tanner's house, it was up here. Let me drag you guys over there. It's up here.
Ah, so we're not walking past it, or
You're not
near
walking. You're not walking past that area. No.
I'm gonna catch up to Vic and say, what do you reckon we should just scope out that Tanner's house one last time? How far away roughly was it? For 5 minutes or something?
At this distance, as you've been walking down to the south, because you guys are about here just now, I'd say you're about a 10-15 minute walk away.
Okay, forget it.
Like, if you are wanting to go kind of slow and avoid bringing attention to yourselves from the guards, yeah, definitely 10-15 minute walk away. Otherwise, you may risk having to get into a fight again, maybe.
Sorry, I think it's worth having a look, but I think we've got another member of the team that might be able to do that a little more efficiently than we can right now. Plus the fact that Temple's only going to stay a hamster for an hour or so.
Yeah, I think my spell wears off after an hour as well.
Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
could Sir Barkley go and have a look?
Of course. While we're walking, I can ritual cast for Barkley.
Yeah, able to ritual cast for Barkley, quite the thing. A plume of brown feathers kind of floating, like sails around you before dropping onto your shoulder and kind of looks over to you.
I switch Temple Hamster to my right hand instead of my left.
Whoa!
As Barkley kind of shuffles over and says, yes, my lady, what can I do for you?
Right, Prince Victorious would like you to scope something out for us while we make a getaway.
Cheap,
Kind of
cheap.
glances over to you, Victorious, and of course, my prince. What do you require of me?
Well, if you recall the tannery we were investigating. last time we were here, you'll notice the surroundings are slightly different now.
Somewhat slightly, yes, but I do recall the area that you were investigating before your hasty retreat.
Just wondered if you could take a quick fly over and see what it's looking like down there.
I can.
Security, whether the place has been boarded up or any activity going on there.
I can most certainly do that for you if that is what you require of me.
The crow might have food. I'm going to jump to the other hand.
She's called him a crow.
That's racist.
That's very
I'm sorry,
racist,
what is the
actually.
intelligence stat of a hamster?
That's very
We
true.
don't know.
though. That's
Ignorance
very-
does not make you
Big
immune to
scary
being an
crow.
asshole.
Sorry, fine. Let me correct that statement. This predator that would easily hunt and kill me might have food, so I'm going to jump into the other hand if that is the way, if that's the
Fearsome.
direction you're going.
Fearsome temple hamster. Let's go.
No.
Fearless.
Fearless temple hamster. No. But yes, you can hop to the other hand though if you would like. But yeah, if with that command, unless Carolina, you have anything else that you want to, any other orders you want to issue to Barclay before he takes off? We will.
How light is it? How light is it outside?
It's
still
still
dark?
it's still quite dark. The sun hasn't risen yet. You
Oh, you're
probably
gonna
have
be
another
You're gonna be
2
terrible
hours.
seeing in the dark. So boop. Dark
dark
vision.
vision. Dark vision. Cool. Yeah, you can kind of just bop him on the beak, and he kind of is like taken aback for a moment before he blinks a few times and looks around. He's like, very interesting. Well, thank you, my lady. I will take my leave and will report back with any of my findings. And with a
Weak.
bat of the wings, hops off your shoulder and sails off into the sky and takes off heading northwest. All right.
Awesome. Okay. I can, he'll come back when he's ready.
Good. In which case, I've got to see about getting some horses.
Is that gonna be your thing? I don't people. And he definitely can't go back in there.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see what I can do.
I don't think it was here I fell out with the stables, was it? I thought that was at the other place.
They talk.
Actually, I was actually in Westrun, so
Oh, it was?
it was in Westrun. It was the gnomish guy in Westrun, the northern stable in Westrun that you guys messed over for trying to find his black book, like trying to extort him out of
Oh no, I was saying they talk about him prospectively fucking horses.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
was the it started off in the northern Western stable.
Hmm.
They might have actually, by the time we got here, I've heard about you.
It has been like,
This.
how long would it have been since you've been from first got to WhiteStone? It's probably been about a week. So word can travel.
Yeah,
So
there was that wanted notice as well.
mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I'll take care of this.
All right, so
Just wait here and wait for Sir Barkley to come back.
All right, we'll be waiting.
Victorious, you're heading off to go to the stable to gather some horses for travel, yeah?
Yep.
All right, cool. As you make your way to the southwest, you do come across the stable once again. There are torches lit outside, a couple of horses that have been kind of set up, like kind of reined in place so that they can't go anywhere, but there doesn't seem to be anyone outside in the immediate vicinity. But you do see that there is a gentle glow coming from inside the stable door.
Okay. I'll quick scope around and then make my way in.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of slowly push open the door, inside sat a table, kind of like just just fist on cheek, kind of just resting there, kind of eyes half open, is a human woman. Don't really recognize them from your last interaction here. Perhaps this is one of the individuals who operates this place in the early morning shift. They're just kind of like, yeah. How can I help? So tired.
Yeah, it's early hours.
Yeah, you're telling me.
But we're in urgent need of some strong horses.
Yeah, how many do you need?
To run. Well, 4 would be ideal, but 3 if you have them.
Say, how many did you see outside? I can't really remember.
I believe there were 2 horses outside when I came in.
Shit. I just have to get up. God damn it. Just like begrudgingly gets up and walks over to the back. Just wait here 1 moment, please. Steps through the back door.
We need a strong horse. It's got a heavy load to carry.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Disappears through the back. 5 minutes later, you hear some shuffling coming from outside the front door where you had entered before the woman actually steps in through the front door. Seemingly have gone all the way around the back, and she kind of like just meanders past you, sits down back in the chair. It's like, okay, you've got 4 out front, one of the biggest and, I don't know, strongest looking horses I could find.
And that it's going to cost us how much?
Shit, I have to write the contract. Why do you people come in at such stupid times in the morning? She kind of shifts over to the side and pulls out like a sheet of paper and begins scratching out on it, like very rough, like drafts contracts. Like, where are you going?
Oh, only a short trip down the road to the local farms. Just have an important message to deliver.
Are you coming back here, or are you going to be dropping these horses off elsewhere?
No, we'll be bringing them back.
Alright, so going out to the nearby farms, that's probably what, it'd be 3 days of travel, so 6 days, I'll say a week just in case. For horses, that is 2 silver per, so that's 8 for 7 days, that'll be, fuck it, 5 gold. For the
Reasonable.
entire thing.
Take 5 gold and hand that over.
Perfect. Sign here, please. And Pat turns the very crudely written contract. It basically states that you're taking horses from WhiteStone to random farms in the middle of the country, 3 days away, 3-day return with 1 extra day as a leverage, 7 days of rent, 4 horses, 5 gold. Sign at the bottom, please, just so that I have your name. And if you screw us over and steal our horses, we'll come and kill you, and blah, blah, blah. I'm so tired.
I'm going to make up a signature, but take note of what I've kind of done. Like quite a simple signature, definitely not my own, but something that I can recall that I feel confident I could replicate if I needed to.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me a deception check. That's 3. What you do is you immediately start writing your own name, like Vic, Tor, and then start scribbling out a signature. You'll easily remember it. But it's just it looks very awkward because you're in the middle of writing your own name and then suddenly changed what you're having to write because you shouldn't be writing your own name. That's since you're a potential fugitive.
Victor Salazar. That'll do.
Victor Salazar. And just kind of like once you finished and pat a slide back, she looks over and is like, "Not from around these parts, are you?"
I'll take my hood down. So expose my pale white weird elven face and hair and stuff and be like, no, not from around here.
And she kind of looks at you. Right, well, the horses are yours, Victor Salazar. Bring them back within a week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll let you get back to your work.
Yeah, my work. Just remember, though, if you don't come back in a week, we'll kill you and all that jazz.
Yeah, a week, death. Yeah, got you. Okay, thank you.
And before you've even finished thanking her, you see that she has kind of closed her eyes and is trying to go back to sleep once again. But yeah, outside, there are 4 horses. One is it looks to be probably one of the biggest horses you've ever seen. It's about 23 hand tall. From the looks of it, probably strong enough to hold Temple. Not 100% sure though. Worth a shot though. But the rest of them are all like your average, like 15 to 18 hands tall. Probably probably good enough to carry everyone. So as long as they're like confident with riding horses. Kayla.
I'm gonna just take an assessment of them. Okay, we've got one big horse.
One big horse. Yeah.
It is a really big horse.
3
average.
I'm gonna. What colours are they as well?
The big one is like a charcoal grey with patches of white dotting over him. And 2 of them seem to be like a chocolatey brown, and the smaller of the 3 looks to primarily like a creamy white color with patches of black here, like one patch over the eye, and like a just a small patch of black on his right side.
Okay, can I go and sort of greet the horses and sort of gain their trust before we sort of march off, because I'm going to have to lead these out, and I also want to try and assess which one seems the best mannered.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me an animal handlings check. Just the one, and well, 10. Yeah, no, they're all actually pretty well mannered. Like as you go in, like the typical thing, like hello there, and like give a pat on the nose and a rub. They can kind of just like huff at you and swish of the tail, and you watch their eyes just kind of follow you on the side. But they all seem to be well trained and well mannered horses.
Cool. I'm gonna hop up on one of the brown ones, the leaner of the 2. One seems a little bit more brightly and agile.
And you're going to lead the rest of them to the rest of your party?
Yeah, I'm going to lead the rest of them out and take them down to the party.
All right, cool. With that, I'm going to quickly go ahead. Go away. Windows being a massive pain in the arse. Sorry, I'm going to have to open my volume mixer and actually mute Discord here because it keeps pinging up notifications in the middle of the game and it's irritating as fuck. But anyway, as you make your way to the rest of the party, apparently that didn't work. Go away. Discord is muted. Oh, that's because I have 2 Discord applications open for sound, apparently, that I don't know why that is, but I've muted both of them now, so hopefully no more Discord pings will pop up in the audio. But anyway, yeah, as you return to your party members, it'll actually be about this time where Barclay comes swooping back down and actually just kind of hovers before you and lands on a little a windowsill that's just next to you guys, where you guys have been waiting for Victorious to return. Trailing behind Victorious is the 3 other horses on one very large charcoal grey with patches of white, one chocolatey brown, and one smaller but kind of creamy white with the single patch of like the black or brown. I can't remember. Jesus Christ, that's how bad I am tonight. on its side. So you can pick and choose which ones that you would like. But Barclay, really bad tonight, settles down, kind of fluffs up his feathers and just looks to you all. He's like, I've returned with my report. The tannery that you had been investigating the few days prior has been boarded up. The area has been condemned, apparently. There is some messages that have been nailed to the boards, ensuring that nobody enters, and from what I can gather, there is a permanent guard stationed at the front door. There are 2 individuals there with what look to be pikes, ready to prevent anyone from trying to enter the premises. Oh, crap. I can't do that. God damn it. I just realized how thick I am. Muting Discord means I mute you guys as well. Yay! I'm fucking...
Oh, no.
Oh, tonight is not going well.
Yep.
While Vic was away getting the horses, can I say I was can call in some more riding lesson tips?
Yeah, you can say that, like a quick kind of like another quick rundown of what to do when when riding a horse, how to properly mount onto the saddle, where to place your feet constantly, how to handle the reins properly. You know, a crash course in horse riding. I'll have to wait and see if it works. Carlina, were you doing anything in the meantime?
No, just waiting and keeping an eye out. Either for Barclay or for any guards that are passing by, so we have to look as inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah. 7. What did you roll before on your natural 20? Yeah. So yeah, no. There's surprisingly there's very little guard activity down on this side. It seems like most of the guards' focus would be further up to the central and northern section, because that's the way that leads up to Castle WhiteStone, where the Lord and Lady Briarwood are residing. So it's like their focus is up there to prevent something from happening up there. But further south, you've seen maybe one guard who's been way off in the distance and hasn't paid you any attention whatsoever.
That's good.
But yeah, Victorious returns with the horses in tow, and Barclay has provided you the report.
Apparently that place is condemned. They got 2 guards outside the door, notes nailed onto the boards of it. Probably not the safest place to go with our current state.
No, he didn't have to read the notes on the door, did he?
He did not, Carolina, or at least he didn't tell you.
No, he didn't read those because the report was to scout and come back, not go there and read and then come back.
Can he read?
Barclay just kind of like does that kind of slow, like, the fuck look to Nethtari before he glances back to you, Carolina, and just like ruffles his feathers, closes his eyes, and just takes a deep breath to calm himself down.
He can actually read, can he? Because he understands common.
Yes, he can.
Barclay's actually quite an avid reader.
Hold on. Let me actually quickly check something here in the PHB for Bloodhawk.
Bloodhawk.
Even though I don't speak primeval, I think I understood that. starting to get his body language now, I think.
I
Oh,
mean,
it's not
he
in
is
the
still
monster
he is
manual.
technically speaking, he is in the form of an animal, so I mean you could always talk to him. Like you do with the horses.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember what happened last time we spoke. I think we ended up trying to. Well, let's not go there again. That has to be the finest warhorse I have ever seen. It's massive. Do you think it's big enough for a hamster?
Big enough for a
I-
what?
Hamster.
Well, when
I
that
mean-
hamster in 20 minutes' time turns back into a giant warforged, I really hope so.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, one little problem. There might be guards on the gates to the city. There were last time when we came in, and they might be just having a look at people on their way out.
In which case, we've got until Temple regains his proper form to Vamanus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and hope we don't get them looking at us too closely on the way out.
Right. So should we go?
Yeah, Corellia, how did your lessons go? Because one of these is yours.
Oh. Oh, you shouldn't have.
It did occur to me after the event that I probably shouldn't have, but here we are.
Oh, well,
Hey,
I
look,
get
we could share the big one for now. I'll teach you a few more on the road. You know, just before Temple turns back into Temple.
okay. Right, I'll probably need both my hands. Temple, you're gonna live with my spellbook for right now, but please do not chew the corners. I will be very upset.
Cheap, 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 cheap. Is this a new object? This is a new object. Does it smell of food?
Roll me a d20 and I'll tell you if it smells of food.
I'm also going to lick it because that might help determining if it's food.
Roll a
These are
d20.
important hamster antics.
My god, my spellbook's gonna be destroyed by a hamster. Good thing I got a spare. And a spare to the spare.
Here, where did you roll that?
In the general lounge, it's a 9.
Oh, I'm not in dice tray. I'm in general. It was a 9.
Oh yeah, I see that. It's a 9. Cool. Carlina, high or low, please. Since it's your spell book, I'll leave the decision to you.
Whoa.
It smells very strange and very stale. It does not smell like food. Tastes very weird when you give it a lick as well. Doesn't taste too appealing.
It wouldn't fit in my mouth anyway.
Oh no, definitely not.
Make
So
nice
am I in a
bedding, though.
bag? Like, what's going on? I'm
It
just
would
sat
make
in a
nice
bag?
bedding.
You're currently like in a bag with Coralina's spell book.
What else is in here?
Let's find out what
What's
what
your
else
Billy
is in
Carey?
there.
Billy Carey.
There are other random books. There are
Oh, what's
clothes.
in your bag?
There's parchment. There's her spare spell
Like
book.
romance novels.
Her spare spell book is in there.
Fuck, I never gave those back.
So,
Okay.
roll me a d20 again, please, and we'll determine if any of that stuff is. Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll me a d5.
This is terrible.
1. Okay. Yeah, the only thing that really smells of food, surprisingly, is the bag that is all around you. The entire thing just smells delicious.
The whole bag.
The bag smells amazing. Like, perhaps she's
What?
been keeping things in here and it's just, or maybe it's made out of food.
I wonder if I could fit it in my mouth.
Are you going to try and chew?
No, you know, now that I'm an animal, I feel this weird sensation to just stop doing stuff and close my eyes. So I'm gonna roll up into an adorable little ball and sleep in a sock or something.
There's
Oh.
there's a bundle of fine clothes in there that you are able to kind of batter into a little makeshift bed thing and curl up into a ball and fall asleep as little
Oh,
temp hamster.
that's adorable. It's a good job I haven't eaten because this hamster's never used a loo either. So I'm gonna roll into a little ball and go to sleep.
All right, cool. So as you guys are getting on your horses, Carolina, which one are you taking?
I guess we're going with Nethtari's idea and sharing the warhorse for right now.
Okay. So the pair of you are getting
I
onto
guess-
the warhorse. Who's taking the
I
reins?
guess I assume I was just sitting in front of him.
Yeah,
I
I
need
would
to-
take the reins and sort of help her with her hands to
Okay. Okay.
and sort of, you know.
And Victorless, you're staying on the more lithe, chocolatey brown one, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm gonna. I guess while Nethtari is guiding Carolina, I'm gonna have to kind of keep a tether on the other two horses and keep them led along.
Okay. And you guys making your way out to like out of WhiteStone, heading towards the like actually just trying to think actually. Yeah, no, it'd be about that, yeah. Sorry. You guys heading down toward the farmlands that you've been to previously that was northeast of Westrun?
Yes, if there's no issue with the guards at the gates or anything like that, then yeah, we'll just carry on through.
All right, cool. As you guys make your way through, the one of the guards does kind of like sees you all approaching and steps forward, holds up his hand. Doesn't have any weapons drawn, but he just holds his hands like, hold it right there, please. And what business are you conducting this early in the morning, if you don't mind me asking?
We've got a long ride ahead of us, several days, so we wanted to make a good start.
On what business? Please answer the question.
We're going to see an old friend of ours who runs the farm far south of here. One of his horses has become lame. He needs a horse for a couple of hours to help him with the task. Hence, this magnificent brute here. We're just delivering a little extra support and muscle to the local farming community.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check, please, Victorless.
Come on, don't fuck me dice.
Good story.
7. Kind
My
of,
deception's rubbish.
yeah, you don't have a modifier, but it just kind of looks, kind of looks at you, looks over to your companions, looks back to you, down at the horse. The camera's messing up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all right, on your way. Sorry for the interruption. Steps aside and lets you go. Quite the thing.
Okay, G the horse forward. The other two hopefully trailing obediently behind and try and get a little bit of speed to get away from the gate.
Yeah, with the speed, go ahead and roll me a animal handling check, Victorless. 14. Yeah, no problem. They like you usher them on, and they do kind of resist a little bit, like at the sudden tug, but then they realize what's happening and begin trotting along behind you guys. Anything else you guys want to do in the meantime?
keep an eye on how Nethtari and Carolina are doing on the other horse.
Yeah, I mean, and Carolina seems to be fine because she's got Nethtari there to direct her. It's more going to be when she's on her own that you're going to have to worry about her.
I'm going to try and keep a rough count in my head as best I can of how long I think it's going to be before Temple pops.
You've got
back.
about 15 minutes, so yeah, it gets
I'm not
about.
gonna say anything. I'm just going to keep a rough count in my head.
But it does get to about 15 minutes outside of WhiteStone, and you're keeping a track of it roughly, so he's gonna pop soon while he's in Carolina's bag.
Yep. Should we stop so I can get Temple out? I really like my bag.
Yeah, I mean, comedy moments aside, it's probably more sensible the damage it would do. So.
Yep. All right. So, if we stop the horses, because not totally confident in this yet.
Mm-hmm. So, Nethtari, are you going to stop since you're in control?
No, you have a go. You really need to know how to do this. This horse is well behaved. Go on, just gently tug, but very gently, and just dig your heels in a little, like I told you. Very gently.
Okay.
Animal handling
I'll
check,
attempt.
please, Carolina.
Okay. See how this goes.
Natural one.
You know, he's an experienced, well-trained horse. He might even respond to voice commands if you just say, "Oh boy, steady boy."
On the 13, sorry, I thought it was a 14. On the 13, you do kind of give a gentle pull back on the reins, and he does resist slightly before he eventually slowly comes to a stop.
All right, awesome. I'll just reach into my bag, feel around like once or twice. The fuck did he go? Before I produce the little ball. Found him.
Still sound asleep.
Hey.
Poke.
You're gonna turn back soon.
Poke.
I need you awake.
Wouldn't it just be easier to throw him on the ground?
That's just rude.
Have you considered conjuring a pint of ale and just let him have a sip of that while he's in a form capable of enjoying it?
If I conjure you an ale, will you forget that idea?
Yes.
Pop. Well, snap. Conjured ale. There is a tankard of ale that, as you're like, yes. Pop. It just appears in your hand like, huh. Glug glug.
I mean, do you know how happy it is when a hamster has a whole pint of ale? One of the happiest days of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine that. I still can't believe I allowed that to happen. Anyway. So yeah, as you're you now have Temple in your hand, you know the spell is going to end like any moment now. Well, any moment now, because the time that it's taken you to fish him out and conjure this ale for Nethtari, he could pop back in your hands, which could very well break your arm.
Oh, I need those. Okay. So try to get down off the horse. I assume it's a steady jump. Because I'm small.
It's twice the height of you.
Yeah, I'm small.
Yes, so go ahead and roll me a acrobatics check.
Oh boy. Eh.
10. Yeah, your foot gets caught. As you get your one foot on the ground, your right foot on the ground, your left foot does get caught in the saddle, and you have to kind of panic and jig it free before you kind of stumble back, and then you're now free of the horse. Temple's still in your hands, and starting to get very heavy.
Putting him on the ground.
Bop on the ground. 2 seconds later, bop. And Temple, you are now your Warforged self once again.
Temple curled up in like a.
Yes, he's like curled up in like the fetal position in a ball. Just look around. The world is suddenly so much bigger than what it was a few moments ago, Temple.
Smaller.
Yeah, it's smaller because he was small.
Oh, very, very true, actually. So much smaller than what it was a few moments ago.
Cool. Let's stand up. I see we got out successfully then. You know, I could hardly tell. Being a hamster, everything was so small, so big. I was in your bag. That was incredible. Hold on.
You didn't eat anything, did you?
There's something in my face hole. I'm gonna spit this peanut out.
Spit it out and it just kind of pops onto the
Full
ground and
power.
rolls away.
Wouldn't the
Full
peanut
power,
have
full power.
disappeared?
The moment it impacts the ground, the peanut shatters into tiny little nutty bits.
The peanut not have
Disappears.
disappeared when Coralina created the ale.
Actually, yeah, it would have. You wouldn't have a peanut in your mouth. That's very true.
No, you
It's got
stop.
that feeling where you feel like you've got something stuck in your teeth, but you can't tell what it is. You can't get it out. You're like, I'm sure there's a peanut in here somewhere.
Hmm. All right. So, what are you guys doing now? Temple, you're now your standard Warforged self.
My goodness, that's a big horse.
Yeah, I asked for the
Yeah, it
strongest
is.
one. Nethtari, I guess you better hop down as well and see if.
I mean, you could try one of the smaller horses. Just.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure this stallion can hold
no,
my weight. I don't need the giant horse. The two
I
of you can
start
ride
to
that together.
back up.
It would be
back up my
romantic.
horse. I'm gonna start backing up my horse and the two horses that I've got tended to me. And
Yeah.
try, like, back them away. From
Cool.
Like,
Nearest horse
no.
gets a bum slap. Nearest horse gets a bum slap, then I jump on it, just like Nethtari.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck. Alright, how am I going to do this? I'm going to roll a d3, which is just a d6, and then divided by 2, obviously. Alright, cool. You walk over to the chocolatey brown one, the small, like the slightly chunkier chocolatey brown one. You give it a slap on the arse before you kind of leap up and try and jump up on top of this horse. And just like before, you sit on top of it for about a fraction of a second before the weight just collapses in on itself. Temple, high or low, please?
Hi.
Oh no, he's gonna kill this horse.
That's a 3. As it
Is that
collapses,
high?
no, it's not. And as you collapse in on itself, all you hear is a very sickening, crunching noise as it drops down, lands on its belly, and starts to whinny and cry out in absolute agony. There's blood pouring profusely from a protruding, broken bone in one of its 4 legs.
No, I'm gonna heal the horse immediately with lay on hands. No.
You lay on hands this. Nothing happens.
What? I want to get off it first. I see what you did there.
You get off of it and then lay on hands it. Nothing happens.
This poor horse. Speak to me, horse.
It's just like it starts to whinny and it sounds very weakened as the blood is flowing profusely from this protruding broken bone.
Nethtari, do something.
I'm going to jump down and cast a 5th level Cure Wounds on it.
5th level Cure Wounds. Let me.
Why
take
isn't
a
healing
look,
hands
see here.
working?
4th level, maybe. 4th level, I'm probably better.
4th level.
I'm gonna hop down. I'm gonna take my horse and the other surviving horse and lead them off to the
Surviving.
side. I don't want them to be next to this.
All right.
car.
So as you escort them away. Nethtari, however, as you press your hands to the horse and cast the spell, I'm not going to have you roll anything, but please expend your 4th level spell slot. It is being used. You do see as the druidic magic kind of does fuse the bone splinters back together with a still very sickening crunching sound as it all mends together and seeps back into the skin, into place before the wound heals over. The horse Winnie is still very weak and quiet, but it's no longer got a fucking shattered leg.
I'm sorry, boy.
The reason that happened, because with lay on hands it is just surface wounds. Like the way I kind of run it is surface wounds. Something major like a shattered bone, lay on hands won't be able to fix that. It's baseline religious magic. It's like
But 8 hours rest will.
8 hours. Well, actually, no. Like, if that happened to any of you guys, like a shattered bone, like unless it was healed by magic, 8 hours would not fix that. Like out of game, like normal broken bones. Like the way I think of a long rest is that you are able to like set the bone and use like light casts of magic and splints and stuff to help hasten the healing process, which is why it'll work in 8 hours. But something shattered, like in thousands of pieces, and like no amount of like slight magic and rest will fix that. It would have to be a spell to fix that.
When Vax got his foot burned off by lava, and it took them like 3
Like
weeks.
yeah, it took like 3 weeks for it to actually grow back. Exactly. Like it's not something that will just be fixed overnight. If it's substantial, not overnight. Like a broken arm, like or like just like a single break in your arm, or like breaking 2 places or something like that. You like light casts of cure wounds or something like that, like or lay on hands or something. Then a long night's rest, absolutely fix that. But a shattered bone in hundreds or thousands of pieces, absolutely not.
Right,
But yeah,
I'm gonna cuddle the horse and
Mhm.
stroke it and soothe it and just talk gently to it. And
just
I'm
like
gonna
kind
move
of
over to
calm
it
it down.
myself. See that it's still suffering in pain, and I'm going to also cast a 3rd level cure wounds on it.
Well, it's not actually. It doesn't seem to be in pain at the moment. It just seems to be kind of weak.
Okay.
Like
Nothing
it just sounds very weak. It's got some really shallow breathing, and it's breathing quite rapidly. From just actually, let me take a look at your medicine. Plus 1. You can go ahead and roll me a medicine or a nature check, whichever you prefer. Victoria, taking a look at this. Taking a look at this horse to give it like a kind of diagnosis as to what's happened. 14. It's just in shock. You know, it's just had a heavy weight on its back and then it shattered one of its legs and then it's suddenly been healed. Things in shock and is just slowly starting to settle down. Give it, I don't know, half an hour maybe, and it might settle down by then and continue on, but you don't know how it's going to react to you all now.
No, sorry. Keep doing what you're doing there. Temple, please don't jump on horses that are clearly incapable of supporting your weight.
Well, in all the storybooks, the horses are very capable, yet I find myself surprised to find these poor little chaps just aren't strong enough.
yeah, we're a mile out of town and we nearly killed one of the horses already.
Nethtari, couldn't you speak to the horse and tell him how sorry I am? I don't know my own weight or strength.
Did you, Temple, not notice that one of these horses is not like the others? Big
As you kind of then glance around and see the very big charcoal grey horse that looks like it could very easily hold your weight, Temple, that Neftari was riding.
It's just as fleshy as all the others. I'd be worried I'd break that one too. The only horse, come to think of it, but that's ever really been able to hold my weight is my conjured one, and I don't know.
Well, don't you still? Weren't you trying to make sure you have that spell?
Well, I think I replaced it for a more important spell.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But
I think.
you could always try the bigger guy and then do it gently.
How am I meant to gently get so high?
Uh,
That's a
there's
very high up
there's,
horse. Even for me, I'm 7 feet
the
tall.
thing. Stirrup. That's what it is. It's a stirrup.
There are footholds there. If you
Does
look
my
on the
foot
side.
even fit in the stirrup?
For the big one, yeah. No, your foot could easily fit in because it does have to have a like the saddle adjusted for such a big horse. The stirrups aren't like made slightly bigger to like since it's a big horse, it's kind of
Are you good now?
built is to accommodate bigger people.
Are you
I-
good now?
You might want to mute Kayla. Thank you. I think Dakota's just waking up. Yeah, the stirrups have been like designed to be slightly bigger because it is designed around the build of this horse to accommodate bigger built people. So the stirrups probably slightly larger, enough for you to actually fit your foot in. So you could easily use that to climb up.
Oh, one other thing before you jump on, don't slap them on the ass.
You seem to enjoy it.
It's going to go bright red and sort of most horses don't.
How peculiar. You guys need a minute.
Drink.
Yeah, Nethtari's going to be bright red and just sup his ale. He's just going to cast animals at first level and don't reassure
Fuck's sake. Yeah, you're to reassure the horse that's like had a shattered leg and it kind of just like kind of nuzzles into you, like knowing that you weren't the one to harm it. And it's like, oh, so painful.
Maybe small person? Go on, sad horse.
So, Templar, you're going to try and climb up onto the big horse, the charcoal grey one.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Roll me an animal handling check.
Okay. Don't know when I learnt that. Animal handling check. The check of handling of the animals.
Yes, it is the check of handling the animals. The aminals.
Aminals.
A 14. Surprisingly, even though this horse just watched you leap on top of one of its brethren and shatter one of its legs, surprisingly just sits still, and you manage to climb up on top of it, like using the large stirrup, and you sit down. And surprisingly, this horse is like holding your weight without any issue whatsoever.
What a horse.
What a horse.
What? Cool.
All right, so
Should I be taking notes on the man crush that Nethtari has on this war horse?
I mean, you can if you want.
Do you two need a minute or?
Ah, Nethtari, you must like big horses.
I've just never seen a horse quite that magnificent. Well, not that you're not magnificent.
Is he talking to me or the horse?
He was talking to you.
Actually, he was talking to the horse.
Wait, you were talking to the horse.
He was talking to the other horse.
The other horse. Oh my god! Like, wow, magnificent. Not that you're magnificent, as you know, your partner is just stood like 3 feet from you, just looking down at you, like, are you fucking kidding me? All right, so
Too, darling. I'm sorry. I think you would have noticed that the look of
The look of like, are you fucking serious right now?
Okay.
Carolina will remember
I'm-
that.
I'm just gonna go over to the what is it? It's basically a painted horse.
No, it's
The one with different colored splotches, the one with the black on the right side.
yeah. Well, no, it's just a white one. It's a white one with a single splotch of black on the side.
Okay.
Are you going to go up to that one?
Oh yeah, sure. That's the one that doesn't have the shattered legs. So
Yeah. You're going to climb on top.
I'm just gonna pet it once. This works for him. Please don't throw me off. I make food, and go for it.
All right.
gonna-
Cool.
I'm going to step over. I'm going to just keep the horse calm as Carolina's kind of scrambling up onto its back.
Oh no, like as like with the pet, like the pat on its on its snout, just across its nose, and you know the gentle like, please don't throw me off. I can make food. It kind of just like huffs at you, and there's a swish of its tail. And you climb up, and and you settle down onto the into the saddle and take the reins. Nothing happens.
Awesome.
I mean, that's literally flat over place.
Okay, about 10-15 minutes go by, and the horse that you've healed the shattered leg on, Nethtari, does eventually manage to get to its feet. It does like kind of walk around slowly and making sure that it's actually, you know, fit to move.
Going to offer
And it
a
is a bit of what? Sorry.
a bit of beer. A bit of ale.
Okay, a bit of ale. Yeah. You just offer the tankard out to it, and like as it kind of looks, and it takes a couple of deep sniffs before the long tongue, kind of just dribbles into the tankard and swirls around for a moment before returning back to its mouth, and it just writhes and shakes and closes its eyes before like kind of clopping its hooves onto the store floor before you. Does not look like it enjoyed it.
Well, then Neftari's just going to finish the beer and.
All right, finish the tankard of ale. Once you've finished it, it just disappears. And you're mounting the horse.
If it looks calm enough now,
It does.
yeah. Very gingerly. So
Even taking as much care as you possibly can. It's still quite shaky as you get onto it. I mean, it has just gone through quite a traumatic experience, but it does like settle down eventually once it realizes you're not going to shatter its legs, and supports you quite a thing. And yeah, you're all mounted. You're all ready to go. Do you guys want to continue on?
Yep.
Yep, I've been compliment blue balled. Let's go.
All right, cool. Who's taking lead for the first day of travel? As I'm going to shift you all over to this one here, because you guys are up here.
Barkley's still on my shoulder. I forgot.
Barclay is still on your shoulder, yes.
He witnessed the whole goddamn thing.
He did. And he has words for you at some point, Carolina, but not while he's in earshot of a specific individual.
I'll lead the party then. Probably more kind of confident and experienced with the horses and tracking and that.
All right, cool.
As a ranger, so yeah, I'll go first.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me a D100, please, Adam. Sorry, I'm just checking something here.
I think marching order wise, Coraline is gonna probably stay in the middle, to where if she panics, there is usually someone nearby,
Mm-hmm.
but more than likely a little bit closer to Vic.
Probably sensible to have
Vic,
Vic,
you do during the week, not
Carolina, Nethtari with the nervous horse, so that it's protected on either side, and then have big old temple
And big old horse.
and big old horse covering the rear.
So on a 15, on your way down, you do manage to get to about here on your travels down the road. Victorious, as you've taken the a lead before you guys set up, and I'm going to assume, Corlina, that you'd be setting up either the tiny hut or the magnificent mansion to keep everyone rested for the evening. The mansion, yeah. So for the first evening with Victorious, with you taking the lead, you do get to this point, and the only major thing that you come across as you're going through the day, passing by the other travelers for commerce and like work and stuff, going from WhiteStone to WhiteStone, you do see a set of what looks to be very large padded paw prints in the dirt that'll lead off into the forest. But that's really about it that you see on the first day. Are you wanting to continue taking lead on the second day, or do you want someone else to take lead?
How's Nethtari's horse recovered? Is it back to
Throughout, like after the first day and a night of rest, would you, Carlino, would you set up a like kind of stable room in the mansion so you can take the horses in and let them get a place to stay throughout the night as well, or would you leave them outside?
Yeah, sure. I mean, no, it'd be weird to just leave 4 random horses outside, so it'd be easier just to bring them in.
All right, cool. So yeah, you bring them in, and they all get they get a nice long rest as well. With that long rest for the horses, Nethtari's one has settled down quite a bit. As traumatic as it was, it does have its own job to do, and it is very basic in its sapience. So, it gets over with the event pretty quickly. So who'd like to take charge for day 2?
I could lead for day 2.
All right, cool.
Sorry, take the front. I'll tail the group. I think I'll head at the back. Are we moving into more like forest territory now? Are we?
Yeah, you're going through the fringe of the Parchwood Timberlands, so you are in like a kind of forest environment at the moment. So you will get your double proficiency bonus.
So I'll be at the back, hanging back,
all right,
doing an
cool.
overall kind of survey of stuff.
Cool. Nethtari, go ahead and roll me a D100 for me, please.
I would assume after the first day, Corlina's horsemanship or horsewomanship skills are improving, and she's becoming a lot more confident in the saddle.
She's getting there. It was what you expected, that the mare that you were training on before wasn't really well trained and was quite disobedient. This white horse does seem to be a bit more trained. Has traveled these roads quite a lot, so it is quite easy to handle. An 89. As you guys are walking down Nethtari, you do see like the day has gotten quite extensively warm overhead. It seems to be quite a really good day today as you're traveling through the Parchwood Timberlands. The rays of sunlight are flowing through the canopy of trees and just slightly breaking through with odd beams every now and then from the same direction. As you're walking down, you do see what looks to be it's very strange, actually. You swear you see yourselves walking towards you, You see a warforged on a large charcoal grey horse, a humanoid-looking individual. Because by this time, your disguised self would have faded, Corlina. So you do see like an air genasi on a white horse. It's a beast-hide-looking individual on a brown horse, and another elven-looking individual with pale skin on another brown horse, all walking towards you. And as you kind of glance over your shoulder to the others, and you're about to ask them, like, "Do you guys see this?" You glance forward, and they're gone.
Okay, that was weird. Well, my mind's playing tricks on me.
Did you see another magnificent horse?
It is 200.
Kinda, yeah. But it was like a mirror image. It was.
It's a.
Out of game. When Adam gets back, I will ask Vic whether he saw anything similar. But he's not there.
Yep.
Right now.
Yep. Pulling the horse back, slowing it down.
Okay. And what else do you want to do, sorry? I was just checking something else there. It's interesting.
Yeah, we'll wait for Adam. I'll nip to the toilet as well while Adam gets focused.
Yeah, go for it. If you guys like Evelyn, Kayla, if you guys want to like take a quick bio break as well, we can, and get back in like 5 minutes or something like that.
Yes, please.
Yep.
All right, cool. And we shall go ahead and do just that. We'll take a quick 5-minute bio break, get something to eat, something to drink, refill your drinks and stuff like that, and we will be back hopefully by 10 past, quarter past.
Awesome.
Okay, see you
Cool.
soon.
Please go ahead and return and pop us back here. Right, cool. So, so the second night has gone by. Well, second day has gone by. You do get to about where you are, just north of the Turst Fields. You set up the magnificent mansion once again, I'm assuming. Yep. Cool. You got your long rest every single night to reset your spell slots, so why not? The third day rolls around as you guys begin moving off. You do ultimately reach your final destination, which is in this region over here. Who, however, is taking charge of this one? Who's taking the lead on the advance down to the farmlands?
I'd probably take that lead again, I guess.
All right, cool. Go ahead and roll me a D100 again, please, Victoros.
Oh, Adam also missed that Nethtari saw the a mirror image of us on horses, and then asked, "Did anyone see that? Did anyone see that? What, did you see another magnificent horse?" Yes, actually, I did.
Yeah, I would assume we'd overnight in the mansion we would discuss. He would discuss what he saw with the rest of the party, and it was weird for a moment. It was just as if it was us coming right towards us, and then it wasn't. It was.
Well, the previous night I'd seen some large paw prints moving in to the forest areas, but we were moving at speed, and I assumed they were not fresh.
You don't think it'd be anything to do with these displacer cloaks again?
I'm more worried about your steel predator buddies, if that's the direction we're heading in.
As you guys are heading down, Victoros, as you kind of glance down the road as you branch off and make your way towards the farmlands, you do see looks to be a single individual kind of slowly walking towards you, opposite direction that you're heading, on the dirt track, just by himself. As you close the distance, he's a kind of tall, scraggly looking human man with long, flowing, unkempt silver hair with a long silver beard. Looks quite dirty and potentially homeless. Kind of looks up to you and it's like, "Ah, travelers, would you like to answer a riddle?"
It passes the time on a long journey.
Ah, one's up for the challenge. I do like that, actually. And hear my riddle and think carefully. Answer it correctly and I may be able to help you. My rivers are dry, my
gonna take-
forests...
An arrow and just point it at this individual while it's starting to tell its riddle.
Well, there's no need for that, sir, but I understand. Anyway, my rivers are dry, my forests have no trees, my towns are flat and empty, and my roads cannot be walked on. What am I?
Looking
So,
at Nethtari,
again, I'll just say this. I'll say this out of voice. I'll say this out of NPC voice so that you guys can actually think about this, because it's not going to be an intelligence check or anything like that. You guys will have to try and figure this riddle out yourselves. So, my rivers are dry, my forests have no trees, my towns are flat and empty, and my roads cannot be walked on. What am I?
Ooh, is it a map?
It's the only thing.
Well done, Temple. First try.
I'm impressed at myself, honestly.
First try. Well done. Didn't even need to be discussed. I thought I'd be a little bit more difficult than that. What were you going to say there, Kayla?
Nightmare when we were kids.
Oh,
I am
no,
shit at riddles. I don't know how I got.
What were you going to say there,
Maybe
Kayla?
looking at
Oh,
the map.
no, you're good.
You sure? You were?
Yeah.
I thought okay.
No, it's good.
Yeah, as you're like, it takes just but a moment for you, Temple, before you go to the response. Just, oh, well done. That was so quick. I've not had someone answer that quickly before. I do have a roll.
Give us another one. This one felt unfulfilling, and we didn't get to share the experience as a party.
Oh, of course. Let me think.
I'm going to draw my bow back just a little extra so the string starts to creak.
Okay. 2 bodies have I, though both joined in one. The more I stand, the quicker I run. What am I? He's just staring at you this entire time, Victoria. So, again, out of game. 2 bodies have I, though both joined in one. The more I stand, the quicker I run. What am I?
Sounds like an hourglass.
We have a winner. Well done, Kayla.
Boom!
Oh, so clever! Normally people aren't able to answer my riddles. Well, very well then. Your reward, it's quite simple, really. Think of your destination, where you're trying to go. Picture it in your heads, all of you. Do you do so?
Don't know this. I'm not sure I trust this individual.
Temple vividly pictures a city of Warforged.
Okay. Victorilus, do you picture anything?
Still aiming my bow. Stranger, what is your business with us?
I'm just an old man who enjoys a riddle. I offer riddles and a challenge to all travelers. That is all. I don't mean you any harm.
You've had your 2 answers. I suggest you be on your way.
I'm offering you a reward. Where is it you would like to go? Just picture that. I mean, no harm.
The bow and arrow for a moment.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to picture the outside of the cave where we found the demon.
The moment you do, there's a loud popping noise in your ear, and you're before that cave. You have immediately been translocated from where you were, which was probably about 6 hours of travel when you first bumped into this individual, to that cave in an instant, saving you about a quarter of your day.
Put the arrow back. Swing my bow across my back. Start looking around to see if the others kind of pop into existence around me.
Yeah, no, the four of you have all popped into existence right before this cave.
Good God. Do you think that guy was... Jesus, I thought we were going to end up in the nine planes of hell.
Is that what you were imagining?
No?
Is that a lie,
Can I get an
Nethtari?
insight check on Nethtari?
If you're lying, Nethtari, roll me a deception check, and anyone who wants to contest that can most definitely roll an insight check.
I wasn't thinking of anywhere. It's just, well, I didn't trust him.
Yeah, deception check, Nethtari.
Then they're like, all right, we need one. Oh shit, why is the fucking...
Oh, that's a 5. That's a natural 20 from Coralina, and that's a natural 1 from Victorious. Yeah, Victorious, he definitely wasn't actually thinking of the 9 hells. I mean, why would he think of the 9 hells? I mean, why would you want to go to the 9 hells? You're fighting against devils. Like, why would you want to go there? Coralina, you know Nethtari all too well. Yeah, of course he was fucking thinking of the 9 hells.
What would that be for you? A stable full of stallions?
What?
Ooh. Ouch.
See, eventually,
Oh,
they don't...
what? I'm sorry, are you jealous about the bond I have with the horses? Like, I grew up around animals, you know?
Oh, I don't think you wanted to go
So
with
what-
that.
Friends were four-legged. Yeah, I should be jealous of Sir Barkley, but...
I don't fuck Barkley.
I don't fuck horses! That was just a rumor!
Guys, we're trying to creep up on the cave here. If you could just keep the domestics down for a moment. Talk about it later. Okay. Put my hood
Right.
up at the time and start trotting forward on my horse.
Well,
I assume the horses came with us.
Yeah, the horses came with you, but you're right outside the cave now.
Still going to trot a bit forward and get away.
All right,
from
cool.
them.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Listen,
want me to
this
pull up the
came
mansion and
first.
tuck the horses away just in
This came
case?
first.
And in case
Both
it
of them.
ship goes south, we can just kind of run in here. I can tell that it can only allow us in, and
That's actually not a bad idea.
okay.
All right, so you pop the magnificent mansion and open it up for yourselves and the horses. Pop all 4 of the horses inside and keep them away in the little stable area to keep them safe and secure for return travel.
Yep.
But you are now outside. Excuse me. Outside the cave where you had met the Glabrezu before that had offered you the contract, Nethtari, for the steel predators. Glancing around in the outer area, doesn't seem to be any sign of the steel predators at this present moment in time. But who knows?
Can I, as the horses are away and we're standing on the ground, can I just check the ground? I'm trying to use my kind of survival instincts here. I just want to verify that we are actually where we think we are. Does the soil seem natural? Does it seem to kind of smell like it did when I was here last? Does it feel and seem like we're actually back where we were?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a survival check, please.
This was back in
13. Yeah, surprisingly, like the air smells like quite fresh and clean out this area, like kind of leaning down and like scooping up soil in your fingers and like just kind of rubbing it between your fingers and like even smelling the dirt and feeling it feels quite natural. Everything looks to be like on par.
Are there any traces of tracks of these beasts?
The steel
moving in and
predators,
out from the cave?
they do seem to be going in the cave. Primarily in a couple of tracks leading out, but they don't go too far outside of the cave, almost like they're just patrolling in and out.
Okay, in which case I'm going to use my. Where is it? Got too many things in the list now.
Primeval awareness.
Primeval awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to expend one slot at
Yep.
level 1 to sense whether aberrations, celestials, dragons, elemental, fae
Space
fiends,
fiends or undead are present within 1 mile of you or within up to 6 miles if you're in your favorite terrain. Yes. You get a. Hold on a second. I need to check something. Was it Bolos or Morden? I think it was Morden Canaans was the steel predators. I just need to check something. That's all. Yep, there we are. I found it now. Let's see. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, animals, faith fiends, or undead. Okay. Yes, you do get a trigger of a fiend just ahead of you. Don't know how many there are.
Yep.
But you know that there is a fiendish entity in the cave before you.
Thing in there. What it is, don't know where it is, but there is something in there. Keep our wits about us.
Yep.
Yeah, let's talk to it first, and let's not just attack it. There's
You should be
something-
careful. Do you know what it is that's in there, Victoralis?
It's a fiend of some kind.
I thought it was demon.
Exactly.
The last time you were here was the Glabrezu, a demon that you'd interacted with that offered you the contract for the steel predators.
cube, sure, but the point is, it's no longer.
Who's going in first?
Means I restarted the authentication.
Well,
Perhaps should we sneak in, is what I'm saying. Perhaps I wouldn't be the best person for that. Or shall I lead the way?
hey, we've got a reason to be here. I signed a contract with that guy, and I've come to, see what's going on with that. We don't need to sneak around.
Yeah, that's not.
In
March in
that, well, in that case, if you're going to lead the charge in the conversation, I won't stop you, but I will be by your side. And as a means of protection, I'm going to cast protection from evil on you, in case he tries to do anything funny.
It's appreciated.
And are you setting? I'm assuming you're setting it up to fiends, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Right. So, what is the marching order here? Nethtari is going in first.
I'm gonna cast second level Pass Without Trace,
Okay.
just in case, on the party,
Yep.
and I'll walk alongside. I think behind, but to the side of Nethtari. I guess all three of us would probably follow him
All right.
pretty much together.
All right. Cool. As you guys enter the cave with Nethtari taking charge, you enter through the cold and damp entrance and follow the route that you had before that leads into the large opening. And as you cross the threshold, you do see the stone pillars with the torches placed in them. And as you enter the large open area, you do see two of the steel predators to either side of you. We'll swap over to here as for a visual aid as we pop over to here. So you are here. The two steel predators are immediately next to you. Let me see, I'm lining that up properly. Not quite. Okay. That's where you are now. You have access to your tokens. So what are you guys going to do?
Have the steel predators noticed us at all?
They are staring at you, growling low, like a low guttural growl, but they are not approaching you as of yet.
Hey boys, is the boss around?
I'm going to match Nethtari's movement.
The predators, there's no response.
I wonder which one of these belong to me then.
I was gonna say, Nethtari, I think it's worth checking if these are yours or not. In fact,
Sit.
The predators just kind of like hunch down and growl at you even louder.
Yeah. Are they sitting?
Say that
Line
again,
up?
sir?
Are they actually sitting when you say hunched down?
No, they're like hunched down, like in a aggressive posture, growling at you even louder than before. As you're giving them the order, a voice calls out from the darkness, like, "Those ones are not yours."
Ah, hey there. How's it going?
As you approach further forward, you can see just at the edge of your line of sight, the Glabre Zoo, still at his workbench, still working on what looks to be a almost completely formed steel predator as you approach. Is everyone else joining Nethtari up front, or are you guys staying behind?
okay, I'm going
Coralina,
to...
you should stay back. Keep with Victoralis. And I'm going to continue mimicking Nethtari's actions to be next to him.
Okay, let me see if I can adjust the zoom so that everyone is on screen. There we are. That should do nicely.
Can at this point I whisper to Coralina while we're stood next to each other? Can you make yourself disappear?
I mean, not invisible, but
You could hop, skip, and jump over there, maybe? And I'd sort of nod my head to the left-hand side of the cave.
That was awesome.
I could.
That
What about the
fucking,
right?
like,
Maybe we should sit together.
stage on the
Yep,
What a
I can easily
fucking
head over to the
cockney.
right as
I
well.
was like, what the fuck?
DM, am I able to identify these runes?
Yeah, turns out it didn't.
The runes as you get approached, they look to be some kind of actually, go ahead and roll me a Arcana check. Temple, this isn't religious in any way, shape, or form.
Sure. There it is.
I really need to get the Mordenkainen Tome of Foes monster cards.
Richmond would definitely know what these are.
Or, yeah, no, they look to be arcane in nature, but you don't really recognize them at all, unfortunately.
Do we remember this gentleman's name? I wasn't. I was thinking more just for hell of purposes, but it occurs to me the name thing is a big thing with this.
Yes, Adam's actually got it noted down. The demon's name was Tal'Dorei. And the name that he gave to you was Tal'Dorei, and you all know of his name. The only names that he knows of, I believe, were Nethtari and Coralina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to keep Coralina.
Yeah.
Back here.
So Nethtari, sorry, not Nethtari, Victorious and Coralina, what are you guys doing at the moment? Since you're staying at the back.
Okay, I'm going to look across to these two steel predators on either side of us and check that they're just guarding, basically. And
No, if you
they are in a aggressive posture, but for the moment they seem to just be holding their ground to like in a kind of guard state. They don't look like they're actively about to aggress upon you.
Turn to Coralina and say, okay, right side of the cave. As far as you can go, tuck behind that pillar, stay out of sight.
Okay. Dimension door.
Okay. What level is that again? Third?
It'd be a
fourth level.
Fourth, I believe.
Spot within range. That's spot you desire.
Oh wow.
Yeah, are you wanting to take Victorious with you, or?
Did you want to come with me, or?
That's a much better plan than the one I had. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can, as the spell's description, you bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed your carrying capacity. You can also bring along one willing creature of your size or smaller who's carrying gear up to its carrying capacity, as long as the creature is within 5 feet of you when you cast the spell. So you can take Victorious with you if you'd like to.
All right.
And of course, if you consent, of course, Victorious.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as soon as we bamf over there, I'm gonna hide.
All right,
and
go.
I'm gonna sort of gesture, push, down on Coralina's shoulder, kind of duck her down and just
duck down. Yeah, cool. Right, so Victorious, you bamf over here as well. And go ahead and both of you roll me stealth checks.
That's with the pass without trace, was it?
yeah, plus 10.
Pass without trace, yeah, because you cast it just before you came in. So yeah, both of you have plus 10. So a 25 and a 24. Yeah, as like glancing back over your shoulder, the predators just kind of like glance up and look around, very confused, like completely unaware of where you are. Nethtarian Temple, as you approach Throg, he does kind of turn around and look at you all and say, Nethtari, it is good to see you once again. And what brings you back to my humble domain?
It was about that contract, really. I never did actually figure out how to summon those beasts.
As it was stated in the contract, once your predators are finished with construction, I will offer you the command word in order to summon them. In fact, this one here, one of his smaller arms kind of gestures behind him to the predator that's in it's in like the final stages of construction on the table behind him. It's like, this one here is actually one of yours. I've had a bit of a backlog of orders from a lot of potential customers.
Oh, yeah, about that. Have you happened to have any customers on Elroth?
Quite a few, actually, in fact. I have
Yeah.
customers all over the globe, from Akrai to Tal'Dorei, Wildmount, Elroth, and everywhere in between.
Really? You've been busy, haven't you? It's because we heard of a guy who was attacked by one, and he came down with, well, some sort of disease. He's basically dying. And we were just wondering whether the creatures could possibly have anything to do with that.
Oh no. Not my predators. My predators are clean with their kills. They don't cause any lingering pain or suffering after. They are designed to kill, and kill is what they do.
Oh, well, that is strange, isn't it?
Quite. Whatever it is that your friend has contracted to make him ill, I can assure you it does not come of my predators.
Oh, it's just the disease was analysed and by some people that are pretty good at medicine and all that, and it's they said that whatever this disease was, it had been constructed, like what the sort of things that you're working on. It was put together by a demon or something. I don't know. I can't remember what they said now.
Well, whatever the case is, I give you my word, as you have my name, that whatever this affliction is, it is not of my design.
Can we hear this from where we are?
Yeah, he's got a very loud, commanding voice. You and Corlina can definitely hear this.
Can I whisper super quiet, like in her ear? Is there any way to test his name? That it's his true name.
I mean, you just kind of say it.
You're the one that knows all this magic stuff.
True.
Hey, kind of say it.
You're
And,
you're cutting out a lot there, Kayla.
I'm sorry, I have to adjust my game.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Dakota
Yeah.
is playing Tarkov or something. I figured, or Star Citizen.
That's an incorrect statement. Most
So,
ships, at least from North America,
mostly you just
do
have to
not have
say his
that.
name and give him a command to do like he did with me.
That's why the Spanish
But how to do that without giving ourselves away?
I simply must ask, what do you gain from these contracts, from these constructs? It's unheard of, at least in my experience, for demons to be creatures of commerce.
Oh, well, it's quite simple, actually. I gain names. If you sign a contract with your name, should I require your assistance for anything in particular, I may call upon you. It's quite simple. Unfortunately for Nethtari, I have his name, and should I call upon you for any such desire, you will have to answer, I'm afraid. But do not worry, I'm not like my very crude and primitive brethren. I will not have you do anything that your kind would class as illegal. It'd be quite simple, fetching me specific things, hunting down people who have broken their contract or attempting to flee their contract. Bringing them back to me, and I will do the dirty work of dealing with the contract breakers.
Can I
But
please get a whole chunk of insight, specifically on paying attention to where he seemed to show disdain for other demons?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll an insight check.
Really what I'm looking at, but I'm hoping
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
learn a bit something about this guy.
An 18. From what you can tell, I'm not even going to have to roll anything for this. From what you can tell, like, the disdain, like, the distaste that he has towards his fellow demonic brethren seems to be quite genuine. Like, from what you can tell, he genuinely hates demon kind. Like, the very barbaric, primitive nature of demons and everything that they do. Because every demon you've seen has been intelligent to a degree. You know, they've been able to converse with you, and some have actually even been able to deceive you. But they've not been intelligent on this level from what you've seen so far.
What was his name again?
His name was the name that he gave you was Tal'Dorei. That's Tango Romeo Oscar Golf apostrophe Delta Alpha Romeo Alpha November. Tal'Dorei. That's the name he gave you.
Tal'Dorei. You seem different from the other demons I've met and learnt of in my studies as a paladin. What makes you different? Why are you so strange among demonkin?
Surprisingly, Metal One, you have asked me that before. It has been some time, and our meeting was brief, so I can forgive your lapse in memory. But it is because I have developed to be more, well, to put it bluntly, intelligent than my demonic brethren. I developed almost a conscience and am empathetic towards other creatures and how they may feel. They are not. They are vile, primitive, disgusting creatures. They do whatever they want for the sake of their own pleasure, regardless of the pain, the torment, torture, and death that it brings to others around them. I simply do not find enjoyment from that. It is
Do I
rather
feel like
barbaric.
Do I feel like he's telling the truth?
Roll another insight check.
Can I? Yeah.
18 again. Yeah. He seemed like, from the way he's been talking to you, like the way he carries himself as an individual, he does seem to be telling the truth. So even as a demon, he surprisingly seems to be telling the truth. From what you can tell, anyway.
So, this contract, so you can call on me. That doesn't make me a demon or anything by itself. I mean,
He kind of looks to you, Nethtari, and then looks to Temple, and looks back to you. I'm not sure if you want me to answer that question now, do you, Nethtari?
you know.
I know.
At this point, I am going to use minor illusion 30 feet. Basically,
Yeah.
there to make a voice that sounds exactly like my own echo out at high volume. Trogdoran, kneel.
Kind of looks over to the voice as you kind of peek around the pillar. You watch his eyes meet yours. Oh, you are so foolish, Elven One. Even though I did not get your name. Coralina, please step out from behind the pillar. Coralina, go ahead and roll me a charisma saving throw at disadvantage. Ooh, an update first. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, I didn't update for having the cloak yet.
Ah, okay, fair enough. 7.
Yeah,
No.
too bad.
Yeah, no. You feel like your limbs are moving against their will as you then just step out and before the pillar, before the demon. And Victorious, you watch as Corlina does make that movement. Which was to here. Like, my roll 20 is taking a while to catch up. There we go. And yeah, there you go. And the demon Trogdoran, whom you now know is not giving you his actual name, just kind of looks to you like, I do apologize, Corlina. I did say I would not use your name against you before, but given the circumstances, well, I had to, I'm afraid, and I do sincerely apologize for breaking my word. However, your elven companion who believes he may be sneaky, but is not. Please join us. No harm will come to you. Unless it has to.
Come on now, my
I-
ranger friend. There's
Are
no
you-
need for deception. We're having a conversation here.
Are you stepping out, Victorious?
Yeah, I'm gonna move sideways. Not necessarily towards, but out from behind that pillar, and I'm gonna move up in line.
Okay.
Coralina.
Yeah.
My bow is ready. Knock an arrow in it.
Kind of looks to you.
Step
Oh.
sideways and-
Oh, no. You do not enter my abode with a weapon drawn, my friend. I would highly advise you to put that away before you make a decision you will very much regret.
Trog, whatever your name is, I'm sorry for my friends. They're still very nervous about demons. Like I said, so you know about this situation, and the contract had nothing to do with I'm looking around at my friends, knowing damn well that Temple doesn't know I'm a demon. And yeah, as I said, like my friends are very nervous about demons, and this contract has nothing to do with that situation. Then,
As I said, and I am a, demon of my word. My constructs do not cause a affliction onto their targets. It is not fit for anyone to die a slow and sufferable death. They are quick
Trogdoran,
and methodical. Yes, metal
if
one.
I may call you that as it is, as you introduced yourself.
It is.
How do you feel of what the Dark Lord Kenjoy is doing at the moment in bringing demons and destruction to possibly all reality as we know it, given your dislike for demonkind?
Well, frankly, I abhor the concept of cleansing this world of its mortal inhabitants. You are quite an interesting species, each and every one of you. And I do enjoy studying you all and watching your mannerisms, your interactions, your mating rituals, everything about you. It would be a shame to see you all go because of one individual's dream of conquest. Of course, my brethren don't see otherwise. They see this as a means of, let me go and indiscriminately murder innocent individuals throughout the prime material.
you could help bring an end to this.
I
You could build armies.
I could, yes. Do I want to? Well, no, not really. That would be bad for business.
What would it take?
I was going to say, what, you mean you've sold some of these things to Kenja?
I sell my predators to whomever asks me for them. And Kenja, as you've now identified him as, he was someone who made a purchase from me. It is quite deceptive of him to have given me a incorrect name, but I am glad that mistake has been rectified.
I'm not so sure, even with his name, you'd be able to do much with that information.
Oh, you would
Right
be
now, I would love
very
to
much
behead.
surprised.
I'd love more than anyone to behead Kenjo right now, but were he summoned here to this very spot right now, it wouldn't be enough. He's more powerful than you think. He has the staff of Karsus. And I don't see anything here that would permit you to beat that level of power.
Do you see his head kind of like shift to the side and for a split second, a potential look of concern on his face at the mention of the staff of Karsus? The staff of Karsus. Very interesting. He does indeed wield power much greater than mine, that is for sure. You are right. If this is indeed his name, Kenja, even if I were to say, Kenja, appear before me now. Look around for a few moments and nothing.
Is that really how it works for your kind? Just
A shame.
the simple uttering of a word?
Oh, yes. If I have your true name and I request your presence, you would do whatever it takes to get to me.
What if you were to request the true name of someone, but for which more than one person had that name? In fact, more than one person existed that was that very person. Let's say there
Then,
were two Kenjos.
if there were two Kenjas and they both two of the exact same being and they inhabited the similar space within the prime material, they would both be forced to answer. They are the same being, after all. They may inhabit two different bodies, but they are the one and the same.
So now we know. Kenja, well, he's obviously ripped you off on the contract. He knew damn well that you couldn't summon him. And he's got some of your beasties.
My
seem
ranger
you are
friend.
correct.
While this is going on, can I hide again behind this other pillar next to me?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
We've still got the pass without trace.
Yeah. $14. Let me just double check something here.
Well, my stealth should be. Oh, I haven't updated. That's why. Be getting an extra 1 on my stealth.
Yeah, from your dex. So that's yeah, 25. Yeah, you step to the side and like you wait for a moment where he seems to be like glancing away, not looking to you, and you step aside and like after a few moments, like Trog kind of glances over in your general direction, Coralina, and you kind of he looks towards where Victorlus was, and then, well, nothing then. But it would seem that he has forsaken his contract by providing me not his true name, or at the very least, he may have, but with possession of the Staff of Causes, he may just have enough power to withstand my summoning. The Staff of Causes is a very powerful artifact. It is quite a shame he has gotten into possession of it.
Well, we intend to liberate him of it. What do you say? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Now, do you want to help us?
Nethtari,
Well-
can you really trust someone who would hold our friends hostage?
Oh, I'm not holding anyone hostage, I'm afraid, Metal One. I said that I would hold on to your friend Coralina and Nethtari's name until our business is complete, merely as a bargaining chip.
I have another curiosity, if you'd indulge me. What if one didn't know their given name and simply assigned it to themselves based on their position? Would that count as their name?
Oh,
Would an assumed name later?
Are you talking
count?
about yourself, Metal One?
I certainly am. I was put in my place and never given a name.
You were not born of this plane. You were created. I am well aware of what your kind are, and I've seen your kind in action, actually. The name that was given to you is indeed your true name, unless, of course, you wish to change the name that you go by.
But let's say I was never given a name by anyone. I was simply placed and given a task, and I later gave myself a name because I needed an identifier.
That is your true name.
Interesting.
It does not matter what you identify as or what other people may call you. What you have given yourself as a name is your true name. It is difficult to change it, but surprisingly, Warforged such as yourself are quite able of changing their true name. They are given names of what they are tasked to defend, tasked to fight. Some are given the name dwarf, some palace, castle, land, temple. It is all dependent. But as you are no longer tasked with that specific thing, I believe if you were to change who or what you identify as, that changes your name. Go ahead and roll me an insight check here, Temple.
Sure.
19. From what you can tell, you're very pessimistic. It doesn't seem to be true from what you've read about true names that one can't really change their true name. But at the same time, though, you're not a normal humanoid creature, so it could very well be well, what he is saying is true. Now, I'm going to ask you a question here, because when he mentioned your name, would there have been any kind of reaction from you at the mention of the word temple?
Temple, by his very nature, is 100% poker face all the time, completely still, no visible movement quirks, doesn't lounge or anything, is as still as a statue
Not
at
even
all
a
times.
not
No,
even like a twitch of a
absolutely
hand or
nothing.
anything like that. No tell
There is
whatsoever.
no twitching from the
All right,
start. I've
cool.
always said Temple is constantly has
No,
no
I'm just-
animated
yeah.
features.
I'm just
Static.
double checking. Just double checking. It was a kind of a
I
play
never
there.
thought that would come in. I never thought that would potentially come in handy in a situation like this.
No,
It was
no,
just
yeah,
a
it has because that
personality quirk, but okay.
that was an attempt a play right there to see if you could it was a play by him to see if he could try and guess your name there and potentially see a deceptive tell. So good, well done.
Temple needs to learn poker though, seriously.
It really does. But is there anything else that I can help you with? I'm sure this isn't just other than just confirming that my predators are not the one that is unfortunately causing the ailment within your friend, and the knowledge of Kenjor being quite deceptive, almost as deceptive as your ranger friend who thinks he can hide from me behind the small pillar, but has failed miserably. You're not enticing trust within me and my constructed companions, elf.
We were hoping you'd have a cure and that this poison was yours, to be quite honest.
And I am genuinely sorry to inform you that I do not have such a thing.
I'm going to move out from behind the pillar at this point.
Well done. Do you still have your your bow drawn and arrow knocked?
Yep, absolutely.
Hmm.
We were also told that the likes of you were not to be trusted. And now knowing that you lied about your name, given in trust to us.
I wouldn't trust him either, Aaron.
Aaron?
What he's doing here.
Roll me a deception check, Temple.
Okay.
Hold on, let me check something here before you roll. Let me check something here.
I won't roll, right?
Yeah, just a flat deception, no disadvantage or anything. 10.
Not very good, is it?
Not really. He kind of just looks to you, Aaron, and then back to you, Metal One. You poor things. I thought that we could be civil here, but apparently not.
Surprise attack!
I do apologize. Hold on, before we go anywhere. He turns away from you all. I do apologize that a contract will still stand, Nethtari. And Coralina, I will hold your name for as long as I necessarily can. But it has been done. Kill them. And he disappears.
Damn it.
With a flash of red light. And before you, there is 2 flashes of red light. As 2 more steel predators appear in the summoning circles before you.
Only 2.
Only 2. As the 5 of them begin to approach your locations.
This
That's
one's
where
a bit broken, though.
Wait, which one?
This one in front of us not finished yet. I want that on record.
No, there was No, that one there that is right in front of you, that's been there the entire time. That was his personal one.
Which one?
He
was
had
it?
that there the last time. There is one that is on the table. I don't have a model for it or a token for it because it's in the middle of construction. But this one here was his own personal one that he named Spike.
Oh damn! Spike.
Yeah, Spike. He was there last time. He was actually there last time.
All right.
He was there the entire time, and you now have 5 in total coming at you, and that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Nice. Did anyone else get there? My cheeky sort of, this is going to be a battle. I wonder if I can finagle some reinforcements. Could just imagine Aaron in a towel with no weapons just appearing.
Just like, Aaron! Bop! Just like semi-naked Dragovian just pops down with absolutely nothing. Just like, what the fuck have you brought me into? Like,
Here's
he's
a weapon.
still got like a limp, still struggling, no armor whatsoever. And just like, what the fuck? No! You, wizard, send me home!
Send me home. That'd have been sick.
Tari's now thinking, this is a fight I didn't want, and this is a fight that I didn't start. First time for everything.
Richmond, help!
Oh, yeah, no, that's very true. But yeah, that's that. We'll going straight into combat next week. What did you guys think?
Summon Richmond. How do we summon Richmond? How?
How
Click your heels
do you
together
summon
3
Richmond?
times.
Mark,
Click your heels together.
if you can see us or hear us, please come and help. We're all gonna die. Well,
Click your
they're
heels
all
together.
gonna die.
3 times, 3 taps together, draw the correct rune out, and then organize it a couple weeks in advance when he's got a day off.
Because I'm pretty sure he actually DMs a session at the same time, so I'm not sure if he's actually going to be free for any games, unfortunately. Hey, you never know. Maybe he'll see this throughout the week and be like, actually, I have next week off. I might be able to come and help you guys. And he may even send me a DM and be like, yep, I'll come along. I'll come as a Deus Ex Machina and help them out in the a pivotal almost death rolling moment. Who knows? Anyway,
Last time we fought 2 of them. Was it 2 of them? And
it was only 2. It was 2 of them. Yes.
died, I think.
Sorry.
We very nearly died.
No, it wasn't near death. Like, you did take some quite a bit of damage, but you guys didn't nearly die from 2 of them. But against 5 of them, maybe. I mean, you guys are fucking outnumbered here.
Are they fiends?
No, they are not. That's why Victorious never picked up on them. The Glabry Zoo, Trog, is a fiend, is a demon. You only picked up a fiendish, a fiendish thing, but you didn't pick up anything else. These are not fiends. Even though it wouldn't actually tell you technically the primeval awareness, because it doesn't tell you how many of them there are. But yeah, no, these are not fiends. These are actually, they were explained to you before that these are actually constructs. These are constructed creatures, so these are constructs. So you guys are kind of outnumbered, and you have this to go next week. But hey ho, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that?
Run away!
Run! We're all gonna die. I mean, you might. This might be a
It's,
TPK.
Vic's got this steely thing. I don't know, maybe he's finally found something to believe in, but he was told that all these bastards are evil and we need to kill this guy, so he trusts the dragons more than he does some demon. And he's just trying to do his job. So now he's looking at these guys going, I'm gonna fucking kill you as well. No, he's full on
Oh,
I've been told to do this. I'm gonna fucking do it.
I'm gonna fucking kill it. Yeah. I can't kill him yet, but you'll fucking do for now.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Yeah, any concerns, any issues going on throughout the session at all? I realize we are ending a little 15 minutes earlier than usual, but it's as it is because we're about to roll into combat and can't roll us on until 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that, or rolling a full combat encounter. So we'll do that next week, of course.
No, very interesting session. You're making Temple think very hard about the whole demon thing because on the one hand, Paladin kill the demon, demon not trustworthy, demon seems trustworthy, demon's not trustworthy. But on the other hand, very different to demons. Maybe not an evil demon. Who knows? Constantly thinking how to stab him in the neck while talking to him. you got him out though before I could do that. But this whole fight I've been going.
You were like,
how do I attack this demon?
You were
Exactly
10 feet away from him. You were 10 feet away from him. The slightest bit of movement towards him, and like you would have been attacked. I'm going to go out of my way and say that if you moved closer to him, then his own personal predator, Spike, would have attacked you instantly, and it would have been an attack at advantage because it would be a surprise attack. Surprise attack from Spike against you, cause, like you were trying to rush his master. That's how it would work.
Mm.
But yeah, anything, Nethtari, Corlina, anything you guys want to add?
Nethtari likes the demon. He sees him as a actual friend.
Oh no, not
Because
a
he's-
friend, surely.
Well, he's making these constructs, so
Mm-hmm.
and
I mean-
we really to ask him, am I a demon too? But he just didn't feel he could say that in front of Temples.
Mhm.
He thinks Temples killed this demon. He'll try to kill Nethtari. And
Yeah, well, you don't know.
That's exactly why I did the shouty thing. Because
I was about to incite that conversation.
That guy's about to tell Temple you're a fucking demon. You've already told me that you're a demon. I'm not sure this is the best time for him to find out about that. So I went, boom, make a noise.
So, random fact about the Glabrezu, unfortunately for you, Victorious, senses true sight out to 120 feet. Stealth doesn't fucking matter for them. They can see basically anything.
This is something fun. When I chose my proficiencies, I had Detective Temple in mind.
Perception, insight, investigation. Nice.
Perception.
But yeah, Kayla, anything you want to add or anything like that? You've been kind of quiet the last like 20 minutes or so.
Good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, well, with that, like I said, we are going to call an end to the session. So we will... I've already thanked Amanda through at the start of the session. But again, once again, I'm not sure if it has just been like my OBS just being really slow and not picking up on anyone following throughout the week, or if it was everyone today. But however, everyone who I have mentioned today, thank you very much for the follows on the Facebook page. Is always appreciated. We will continue, hopefully, same time next week, unless something major happens. But so far, as it stands, not looking like anything's set to change. It's, with me personally as well. Work I haven't had any like updates from work, so might not change. But again, that remains to be seen. If we will be updating on the Facebook page. Side note, I have got Sony Vegas reinstalled, and apparently the 1080 I've got allows a different encoding, which changes the render time from like 12 hours down to 4, so I can potentially render 3 videos like a day. But when I did that, the render completed, and then it gave me an error message at the end saying there was an encoding error, and the entire thing got deleted. So I spent 4 hours rendering a video for it to die right in the end.
Can you not
Just
render in a lower quality or something, like a lower bit rate? Because I mean, this isn't like a 1080p high res stream, really. Is
Well,
it?
no, but I did take that into consideration, and I did do that, change the render quality down just a tad to like compensate for everything, but it just didn't work. So I'm gonna have to mess around with my Sony Vegas settings, and we'll see where we go from there. But anyway, we will call an end there. So once again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in this week, and we'll hopefully have you with us next week as well. Please remember to adhere to your social distancing and keep an eye on everyone. And now that Kayla's actually back down in her seat, as she would say...
Wash your goddamn hands.
Exactly. Wash your goddamn hands. We hope you enjoy your week coming forward. We hope you stay safe, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Oh boy.